Hello, everyone, and welcome. Let's start our class today with a prayer together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Guru Preceptors, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Layadi Mashaya, Swami Shri Yukteswarji, beloved Guru Deva, Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. We ask thy blessings on this satsang. May we feel thy energy, thy enthusiasm, and thy joy and blessing. We are here to feel thy presence. Come to us now. Om Shanti Shanti. We'll have a song and then a brief video of Swamiji on this topic for today, Banat, Banat, Banjai. Welcome again, friends.
Walk like a man, even though you walk alone. Why court approval once the road is known? Let come who will, but if they all turn home, the goal still awaits you. Go on alone. Follow your dream, though it lead to worlds unknown. Life's but a shadow, once our dreams have flown. What if men cry, your dream is not our own? Your soul knows the answer. Go on alone. Give life your heart, bless everything that's grown. Fear not the loving, all this world's your own. Make rich the soil, but once the seed is sown, seek freedom, don't linger, go on alone. Walk like a man, even though you walk alone. Why court approval once the road is known? Let come who will, but if they all turn home, the goal still awaits you. Go on alone. Go on alone. Go on alone.
What we must always do, don't worry if you fail. Don't say, oh, I failed, I must give up. How often have I seen people do that? But if you can just say, just get up, dust your hands off, and try again, no matter how many times. There was the story of a great sadhu back in the 18th century, Sadhu Haridas. He used to perform many miracles. One time he was in a boat on a lake with a missionary, a Christian missionary. And Haridas was saying to this missionary, who was trying, as missionaries tend to do, to convert him. I don't believe in conversion, except to people's own higher self, but that's all. That's all I ever try to do. Well, anyway, this missionary was trying to make a Christian of him, and Haridas said, well, what could your Jesus Christ do that I can't do? Well, they were there in a boat on the lake, so naturally the missionary said, well, he could walk on water. Haridas said, is that all? He jumped out of the boat and walked, and wherever he walked, the boat followed him. He was a man of miracles. He had great power. But the Maharaja of that area said, I know you all think very highly of him, but there's something wrong here. In other words, he was performing miracles, but there was still a bit of ego there. Don't trust miracles by themselves. This man finally fell into delusion, ran away with a woman, lived with her for some time. Then finally he realized his mistake. After all, when you eat stale, when you've been used to good cheese and you start eating stale cheese, you finally give up and realize that's not what I really wanted. So he was wise enough to understand it. He came back to his disciples. He said, I'm sorry, I'm back. And they took him back. Now the amazing thing was that my guru told him he found liberation in this lifetime. One of the disciples who was present there, Mrs. Carol Neely, she said, but I thought that when you make a mistake, when you've been so highly advanced, that this punishment is much greater. I'll never forget my guru's answer. He said, no, God is no tyrant. If he sees that you don't like that stale cheese and you want the good cheese again, he won't deny you if you really want it. He answers according to your desire. Don't give up. Don't say, I've failed. I've seen so many people do that. They fall a little bit, and that's that. Get up, dust your hands off. You know, when William the Conqueror landed in England, his destiny, God-given, was to conquer England. But the first thing he did, it was a muddy day, and he slipped and fell in the sand, in the mud, and this gasp went over the whole army. Oh my God, what a bad omen. Well, William was a man of great willpower, and he leapt to his feet with his hands full of earth. He said, I'm so determined to conquer this country, I've filled my hands with it. And this great cheer went up all over the army, and he went on to the Battle of Hastings and won it that day. But he wouldn't have won it if he'd said, oh my God, a bad omen. How many people, they read the horoscope and they say that you're going to have a little hard time today, better stay home. Oh, I didn't eat my avocado today, my spine feels weak, or some reason. You go to an astrologer and he tells you don't do this because the auspices are bad. You don't have to worry about those things. Your real guidance and your real strength come from inside yourself. Be strong in yourself. And every time you fail, and my God, how many times we do fail, if you just say, get up. I know what I want in life. I know where I'm going. Why should I waste incarnations looking for it?
Welcome again, friends. I like to start with a reading from this book, In Divine Friendship, Letters from Swami Kriyanandaji, Counsel and Reflection. This letter is to someone who is having difficulties with making progress. Swamiji says, the best method that I know for unlocking any blockages of energy in the mind is to constantly offer oneself to Master and God. The more open one becomes to divine grace, the easier it becomes simply to lay one's inmost thoughts at his feet. His grace alone can make you whole. This is not a passive process. Don't wait for God to come and make everything right for you. Think of it as a constant, dynamic self-offering. Nothing in this universe, least of all yourself and your little personality, is really yours. The less you allow yourself to remain attached to your problems, the less they will exist for you at all. And the way to become less involved is by meditation, prayer, and selfless service without any desire for the results of your own actions. My love and prayers are with you. May Master bless you always. What beautiful words. And what an important topic. Because so many people say, well, I can't do it. Oh, it's too difficult. Oh, and I see people come enthusiastic at the beginning on the path, happily coming and feeling like rose petals are going to be strewn in front of them the whole way. But as soon as one test comes or something happens or they don't see the spiritual eye or they're not hearing the Om or whatever, then they go somewhere else. But the path is long and it takes every ounce of energy and focus and dynamism and magnetism and enthusiasm and joy and love and devotion, everything we can put into it. And I remember some time back when I used to be thinking, well, near the beginning, thank God, but when am I ever going to experience these things Master talked about? And the spiritual eye and Om and the chakras opening and the Kundalini rising and the various things. And when is my seva going to be perfect? And when is my devotion going to be perfect? And on and on. I just found it was just wasting my energy. And I thought, I'm going to do the best I can and give the rest to God. And I think that's the answer. We can't do it all anyway. Master said 25% is your efforts, but that means everything you have. 25%, he said, I'll give you my good karma to get through, and 50% is God's grace. And it reminds me of that beautiful story. There's so many wonderful stories of devotees and disciples. And this one man was spastic. His name was Horace, and Swamiji knew him. And Swamiji said he could barely walk, he could barely talk, but he had so much bhakti. He was so in love with God. And Master one day said that this man is nearly fully liberated. And the other disciples said, how is it so? I mean, look at him. And they said it must, and Master says, because of Divine Mother's pleased with his devotion, his love. And they said, it must be very simple devotion. And Master said, oh, that's what God loves. Just give your heart. And then that man, near the end of his life, he was walking, and another woman disciple was walking past him. Master was somewhere nearby, and she had the thought in her mind, why doesn't he heal him? Why doesn't Master heal him? I know he can heal him. Master caught that thought, and he went to that woman and he said, isn't it wonderful that Horace is working out all his karma in this lifetime from being in that body? Isn't it just wonderful? How do we know? How do you know? The Guru knows, and he gives you everything you need to fulfill your destiny, your dharma, your karma in this life. And that same man, he couldn't even walk anymore. He was just lying by the flower beds, pulling the weeds out, still doing seva, still serving the Guru without any thought of what he was getting. And so progress is like, for all of us, we have to realize we don't see it. We don't see ourselves. We don't see what's happening inside. But there's major changes. And you can imagine, like an example of Swamiji would use, like a nail in a board. You don't know how deep it is, but if you keep pulling, you keep pulling, you keep pulling it, one day it's gone. And you can just look at, yeah, I used to worry a lot. It's gone now. I used to be fearful. It's gone now. I used to have a lot of doubts. It's gone now. I used to want to go shopping all the time or whatever it is. It's gone now. It's gone now. What a wonderful feeling. And you can't always know. It's like planting seeds. I'm here in the beautiful gardens of Cristo Hermitage, and they've planted bulbs, tulip bulbs, and many different flowers, small, and this sun brings them up, the rain, the watering. And what are you going to do? Plant the seeds and you keep looking, are you growing? And then you keep digging them up. No, you just keep watering. You keep saying, okay, I know nature's working. The formula Master gave of service and meditation and love for God, it works. We know it works. We've seen the saints. I see saints. I'm walking around Ananda village. I see my friends, 40 years plus, 50 years, becoming saints. Some of them already are saints. And I see people in India becoming saints. You see the faces change, and the eyes and the vibration, and it works. And so we can't always see. And there was someone who, a longtime member of Ananda, who said Swamiji was in the car with some people, and he said, well, this particular person, he just was commenting, they look very different. They seem like they've changed quite a bit. And this person said, gee, I don't think I had changed any, and Swamiji said, what are you saying? You're a completely different person. Why not say that even if it's not true, and we know it is true, but why not affirm? Yes, Kriya's working. Yes, my bhakti's working. Yes, Seva's working. Yes, the satsangs are working. Yes, my guru knows what he's doing. And then as you progress, you start to feel that whatever the guru is giving you, that's what you need. And here are some points to keep in mind as you go forward. The first is, it takes time. Master used this phrase to Swamiji, make haste slowly. Now that's one that we all need to learn, is people just, I've got to race, I've got to go fast. And Master said, on the path, everybody's on the path. Some are running, some are walking, some are maybe sprinting, some are maybe jogging. Some people are running, but they're going the other direction. And I think we've all done all of them. I just got to get going, I got to get going. But you have to also know that it's your life. It's not a race. This is my life now. I'm a devotee. I'm a disciple. This is the central core of my life. And when you accept that, you're not racing anymore. And you know that God's grace will be there. I remember my music teacher, such a wonderful, patient soul. I said to him, I was anxious. I said, geez, I'm just not sounding good here. And stringed instruments, they don't sound good if you don't play well. And it just was screeching so much. And I remember my parents, when they'd see me bring my violin home, because I played for many years, they would go, oh, no, not the violin. No, she's bringing it home, in the back room with the door closed. Anyway, so my teacher, he never laughs. He has a straight face and all this screeching and scratching is going on. I said, just doesn't sound good. When is it going to sound good? And he said, what you need is time. I thought, he's right. He didn't even say practice. He said, you need time. He said, I've been playing for 35 years or something. You just need time. And we all we need time. You need time for the changes to happen, but even a little bit. Master said that even a little practice of this practice that we do will save you from dire fears and colossal sufferings. And so first thing is just I don't want to say be relaxed, but don't push all the time that I have to, and I see people stressed out. There was one woman, Swamiji said, she came to him and said, I've been meditating for 6 months. I'm not in samadhi yet. And what are you expecting? You got mountains of karma to clean up. And so, as things happen, I'm just grateful now. I'm grateful I feel any peace. I'm grateful I'm calmer. I'm grateful I have love in my heart for God. I'm grateful that I have a guru. I'm grateful I have Swamiji. I'm grateful. What a difference than give me, give me, give me. It just can't come that way. So realize it's a long distance and it's our whole life now. And secondly, attunement. Attunement, Master said, is everything. We have to realize that the attunement, what a gift. If we can attune ourselves more and more and more, and it doesn't come overnight. It takes a long time to get in tune. And then you get out of tune. Then you get back in tune. Then you're a little bit off. Then you're more off. Then you're back in. It just, it goes on and on. But I love the thought that we have everything we need to stay in tune. We have every possible tool. Master said, if you did 1/100th of what I've given you, meaning there's so much he's given. Look at all the books, all the music, the communities, the centers, the online community, the home study, the yoga, Ananda yoga, energization, Hong Sa, Om technique, Kriya. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. There's so many things. And if we have everything to be in tune. And this is the thing I love to keep in my mind. If I'm not in tune, it's me. It's not the path. And I just need to take some of those tools and get more in tune. And some of you know this, but someone reminded me of it today. It's funny that one time I was meditating years back, and I had this big picture of Master, and I was just looking at him saying, why is everything so bad? I have so many problems? And I thought about my friends, and my friends have problems, and my neighbors have, everybody has problems. Why is it so bad? And I'll never forget the response. And I didn't hear any voice, but in my mind, I could feel Master saying, what station are you tuned to? And isn't that the thing? We tune in to the news, or we tune in to the television program, we tune in to a movie where everybody's killing each other, and they wonder, how come I feel so bad? Well, you called it on yourself. And so attunement is essential. And then another one is practicing the techniques correctly. Now, I can't say how many Hong Sa classes, Om classes, Kriya reviews, Kriya initiations, all the various techniques. You can't just say, oh, I learned that. You need a review. You need to be checked. You need to work at it. And remember that beautiful story of Brinda Bhagat. He was with Lahiri Mahashaya. What a great master. And this other man was coming, and he's telling the master, can you believe it? I'm ready for higher initiations. And he said, no, just sit over here. It's not, but I know I'm ready. And he says, no, just be calm. So then the humble postman walks in, and Lahiri Mahashaya says, Brenda, you come sit next to me. And he says, now are you ready for higher initiation? No. He said, no, master, no higher initiations. He said, I came today to get your blessings just so I can deliver my mail. I'm so much in ecstasy, I can't do my job. Now, this is what the aim is. Not, oh, I want something else. Oh, I go to another guru. Oh, this guy's teaching Kriya differently. Oh, I'm going to go get another Hong Sa. But and Master tells in the Gita, his explanation, in 6 years, 12 years, 24 years, 36 years, a person through Kriya can be liberated. But the question comes, how many people really practice correctly and practice deeply? And so always try to be better at the techniques. Not, okay, I got Kriya and I'll never go to another initiation. Why not go? Go every time they have it. Oh, I don't need Hong Sa. It's not doing anything for me. Well, work at it. And so the techniques, doing them properly is important. And finally, karma. And I'm not saying bad karma. I'm saying Master said it takes very, very, very good karma to even want to know God. We have to be grateful. We have very, very, very good karma. What a high birth to even want to know God, and to be able to be on a path with all of our masters guiding us. And then Master said also, and I will give you lots. He didn't say little. I will give you lots of my good karma so that you can get there. And I think we have to realize that he's trying to give it, but are we open? Instead of, no, I didn't want that. I want something else. No, I don't want that test. I don't, the test is for you. It's made just for you. And so if we open ourselves and realize we have a saintly birth, we have great masters giving us so much of their blessings, grace, and good karma. If we stick with it with joy, enthusiasm, longing, devotion, we can make it. But every person is individual before God. If you make that vow, I will go all the way until I meet my master, until I meet the gurus, until I meet Divine Mother, I will. That's what that vow of Kriya is about. I will go all the way until I find God. God bless you all. Let's have the questions now, Natindra.
Thank you so much, Dhanaji. We have a few questions. The first one is, as we walk, as you said, the long path of finding God, at times we may not even realize that we are heading in the wrong direction. So how can we know if we are actually failing?
You have to listen to other people. I mean, I see people, they're their own guru. They don't listen to anybody. And I always consult people who are my guides, spiritual directors, peers, friends, always. Is this a good idea? What do you think about it? Am I going in the wrong direction? And most people don't want to hear advice. Let's face it. They want to do what they want to do. So you got problems. I tried that. Everything that could go wrong did. That's what I'll say. I tried going off on my own. I'll just do my own thing. I don't need to be here at Ananda. And those were the worst years of my life. And so Master is the boss. He's putting you here. This is where you should be. This is what I want you to do. This is the seva. These are the people that I want you to be with. And you have to learn to listen. That's what it is said of Rajasi, that he found God because he knew how to listen. That's big. Learn how to listen. And then finally, learn how to follow that guidance. You might hear it, but are you going to do anything about it? So get around people who you actually will listen to, who can help you along the way. It's vitally important.
Thank you so much, Dhanaji. One more question is, how do we find that like when we find that we are failing, so then what is the best way to seek help and to correct ourselves?
Well, here again, you have to want help. You have to want to get out of delusion. You really do. I think it's comfortable for a lot of people, to go back into the old habits, the old ways. Oh, it's too much work to meditate, and I don't really like energization, and I don't want to serve, and it's all about them. And first of all, you have to want to change, and then I think you have to put it to the guru. Please help me. Help me. I don't want to be like this. I don't want these attitudes, or I don't want this behavior. I don't want to be not doing my practices, whatever it is. And Master, help me. And then you have to help yourself. You have to help yourself. I think so many people are just spiritually not wanting to do that. I don't want to use the word lazy, but that's really the word. You have to help yourself. And like Swamiji said, you fall down, get up. Keep going. You make a mistake, get up, change. You have wrong attitude, change it. Master said a habit can change in a day, give you change in a day. But people are just, no, I don't want to. I'd rather watch TV. So you'd rather watch TV for how many more lifetimes? If you want to get out is what I say. Any more?
Yeah, one last one, Dhanaji, but you partly answered that. The question was, while the thought of Banat Banat Panja is very reassuring and comforting, how do I ensure that I do not fall in the trap of complacency?
I think most people, I don't want to say most, but many people just don't put out enough energy, period. Barely get to the Sangha. Oh my God, I barely got here. You know, can you bring something for everybody to eat? Oh, I don't feel like making anything. You know, it's like you got to get moving here. And as you get older and older, you really don't have the energy unless you really have worked at it, you know? So you've got to put out energy. And I'm not talking to you, Nitendra, because you have the energy and you put the energy out and you have to have focus. You got to be determined. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be determined. It's not, oh, whatever happens, master, okay, he doesn't love me, he loves me. You got Swamiji said, I loved him even if he didn't love me. He said, I told him I wanted him if he didn't want me. And so even if you make a mistake, you say, Master, even if you don't want me, I'm here. I'm your disciple. I'm going for it. You have to be really a spiritual warrior. You have to fight the battle of life. And it's not easy. Jai Guru. God bless you. Thank you, Nitendra. Bye-bye, everybody.